What's up, you big, glorious, vast land of the internet? Who's ever on this receiving end of this transmission? That's what we're doing. We're shouting out into the void. It's just so crazy. All the shit that is happening in my life right now. And I assume that it's happening in everyone's life. I mean, different varying degrees of it. I'm paring down my life right now because it's much easier to be creative. I like to be empty-minded so I can then create the things I care about. And with all these different things pulling me, it fucks my productivity up. You know, I got an offer on my house and I wasn't going to take it. And then after multiple times of it coming and going, and it was like, it was just meant to be. And then people were like, all right, let's figure it out. And we did it. And that happened. Okay. So, and it was closing over the holiday, which I didn't want to do right now. It was like, you can't pick when people want to buy your house if you want to take it. Then Christmas came, and right when I was about to get busy at Christmas, I got, you know, we had the Omicron, like, and then Christmas came, and I was going like, all right, this will be a chill Christmas, and then that's 2, and then I got the Omicron. That's 3. It was longer. I'm going to do another pod about that than I thought it would be, and just, there was one point I'm like, am I ever going to feel like I used to feel? Like, it was weirder than people realize. And then I had to have to move. The last like 27 days, I was so weak. Like when I was getting better from the Omicron, I was like, I gotta start moving every day. So I like move a little bit and be out of breath. And you know, nobody wants to work or they have specific hours. And then if they do work, they're like high key overcharging you, or they, you know, want to stop at a certain time. And it's like, let's just get it done. You know, I'll pay more, but people don't think like that. Which I don't get it, but, you know, that's me. I would work until I'm done. I would shoot a movie. If I knew I could sleep in the next day, I would shoot 23 hours. I know. The crew's got to get home. I know. If we could all sleep in and not have to drive, I would do that. I'm going to, like, get it done. That's the problem. There's too many outstanding projects. That's why I'm trying to clean up stuff. And then, like, all my gigs started coming back. Like, I thought, like, I wasn't going to be able to do these gigs. And I'm like, there's no gigs. They're going to cancel stuff. And sure enough, nothing's getting canceled. And people are jonesing for live stand-up comedy / ranting / philosophy. So I'm like there. I'm like, well, I got to go. They want to hear me. And, you know, and that's like therapy for me, therapy for them, or escapism for them, therapy for me. And then Scream came out. And it was coming out, and they started including me in the press. And even though I'm not alive in the movie, I'm like, you know, I was like, everybody included me. I was so sweet. So I was getting busy. Like, I was like doing that. I was like, that came out. My New Year's gig before that got canceled because I had the Crohn. And then Bob died. Like, and that just totally was like the great equalizer of everything, but like I couldn't even process it, and I was sad, and then I was shocked, and then couldn't process it, and then I was sad. Like, it's final. Like, I'm never gonna talk to him again. You know, like we haven't been that close in the last 8 or 9 years, but you know, we see each other. It's great. We're in different spheres, you know, and then all of a sudden, Louis was sick, and then Louis just died. Like, everyone's saying he's going to go quick. Like, cancer that I didn't even know he had, all of a sudden ramped up. And then the next day, like, Paulie was at the hospital and he's tweeting, and he's like, it's not good, everybody. And I was like, no. And then when he died, like, the next day, like, Louis died. Like, and, you know, if he was sick and different stuff, like I said, I haven't seen him in 2 years since the pandemic, but I see his nephew sometimes, and I didn't know he was that sick. So, and then, like, you know, I got some personal things I'm dealing with, you know, that was not good. And then like, I gotta get, like, I'm doing my pods, right? So like, I'm doing pods here, but also I'm doing my YouTube, which you guys see here. I'm like trying to get that content out. Then I'm like digitizing my life. So everything that I have, I'm like putting on this master drive so I can just access it and then post it. Then I'm doing a project which I'm going to announce soon, and that's about ready. So I did that. That was a sizable undertaking, not for me. I had to help a lot, but people did the legwork, but I helped notes and guide it. And then I'm doing post on this movie, and I don't know. Like, I just feel like everything is just hitting at once, and I couldn't stop to properly mourn Bob, or mourn Louie, or just focus on the movie, or get on these gigs and do the it's just, I know it's all over the place, this pod, but it's just nuts. And so it's like the only thing I can do is and the only thing any of us can do, and then there's this perspective of all of this pandemic and all of this stuff, and the only thing you can do is just fucking focus at the fucking task at hand, like clean a dish, what do I have to do today? I get so overwhelmed and so much shit is happening that I'm like, what do I have to do today? And I always go into my notes app in my phone, and I just write the day, and then I write the things that I have to do, and just, because I want to get it done. I mean, this was going to be another problem. Maybe I can merge them. It's just like, there's just so much distraction, so much. And then I feel like, I don't have to be a hippie or anything, but Mercury is leaving retrograde, I think, today. And it's like, maybe that was part of it. I know there's a lot of other stuff we can't talk about, but so much. And I'm sure everyone has their own versions of this, dealing with stuff. You got to pare down your life. I mean, you don't have to do it. You do whatever you want, but pare down your life. I know that sounds crazy, but it's so therapeutic. I'm packing my house up, and it's just so therapeutic to do it myself. I have some help, but only with people that I know and love, not any strangers. And there's just too many distractions. All the different shit that's going on in this world, and then the things you got to do in your life. Or what's the credit card bill? Or what's your car payment? Or is your gardener coming? Or if you don't have a gardener, you need to do aluminum siding in your house. And it's just and then the next thing you know, you're 85. And you're like, where the fuck did my life go? Oh, I was spending it doing a bunch of shit that I never fucking even wasn't fulfilled. I was such on the rat wheel, the rat train. And I gotta tell you, man, cleaning my house by my hands and moving stuff and lifting it every night, going to bed achy. I mean, I lifted fucking washing machines almost by myself. That's what, we have too many things. I'm a control freak, and you have to have the right team around you, but the team also has to be correct, if you're doing a lot of things, and you have to, people have to do them the way you want them. And I just don't know, but there's just too much stuff. So if you have a basic thing of life, and here's a schedule, it'll make you, for me, it's much more meditative. It's active meditation. I know what I got to do. Here's my little workout. Here's what I'm going to eat. This is what I'm going to do today. Boom. What's the next thing? And I want to start vegging out. I got to veg out. I'm so tired. I don't even know if I can finish this podcast. I have a lot of podcasts I want to do, but I didn't have the passion when I was I got to get this one in. I got to get something in. It's just crazy. Don't you feel it's crazy right now? It's just nuts. The supply chain issue is real. Do you know the coffee bean and tea leaf in LA? It's a staple. They don't have any egg bites. They had no burritos, and they had no breakfast sandwiches. Now you're going to go, oh, poor baby. But that's a major corporation, and they're out, right? So that's not normal. They're not out by noon, right? And this is a fucking good neighborhood, by that one. So that's weird. All three of those items. And I mean, they're not getting the deliveries, right? So across the street, there's a Starbucks Reserve. You know what that is? The special Starbucks, it's a pimp Starbucks. I go there. No egg bites, no burritos, no turkey sandwiches, and no the other sandwich, the egg sandwich, on like a funny roll. That was a low key, high key thing. You understand? To say that we're not having some weird shit happening, which clearly we are, like the supply chain shit, like two huge corporation chains in a very nice neighborhood, both are out of almost all breakfast items right at noon. Come on, man. I know you're like, oh, wait, fucking first class problem. It's not about that. It's about what it represents. That's fucking nuts. That's nuts. And that just got me thinking about that because the truckers, because do you know that I was talking to somebody who's really, really very good friends with a trucker. And the trucker said, we can't go on strike. It's against our moral fibers. And he's like, why? He's like, because we go on strike, basically the world will shut down. Like truckers can't go on strike because if they do, within 3 days, the whole system is fucked. Like, I know I didn't realize the super interconnectivity of all that because you don't think of it as something that I have taken for granted. I don't know how you guys felt, but like just the flow, the ebb and flow of goods and materials all throughout our country and just the world, you know, but like, and if truckers are like, yo, you're going to mandate us and we don't want to fucking deal with that. Like, fuck that. If they stop, they also won't eat. They have to be fucking stored up. If the Canadian trucker thing, just pod went into something else. I don't know what it was. I was talking about how crazy the world is right now. But if they hit resistance and they don't fucking leave, they're not leaving. They're not leaving until they get what they want. Like, they're way bigger. The only thing that comes is the army, and it's not going to be the Canadian army because the Canadian army ain't big enough. These are bigger than the Canadian army, okay? Canadian army is like, oh, yeah, maybe you should go now before we fire a missile, yeah? Like, they're not. It's Canada, man, which is so fucking weird. Yeah, I got too tired. But basically, in a nutshell, I wanted to get some pods in before I fucking figure out where my next move's going to be. I'm going to be like Kung Fu. I'm going to walk the earth. Incoherent rambling. Guys, if you like anything, subscribe to it. I mean, listen, subscribe to it. If you like this pod, subscribe and it'll encourage me to do more. If you don't like it, then don't subscribe.